many people are complaining they are not getting help from SSDF. How can one person get all that money? What is the backstory behind this? We want to know. What is the backstory behind this? Because something is amiss with all those checks being written to one person. The Prime Minister doesn't need any cut to say to him, ask Richard Frederick to resign, or the Prime Minister has all the liberty to fire him. And Philip J. Pierre, you better do what is right, because we are watching your political career rest upon this. You, the people of St. Lucia, you like to encourage slackness, nastiness, dirtiness, filth. And sadly, the sad part is you do not care about the future of this country. Let me deal with the women, the mothers, the sisters, the godmothers, the aunts, the grandmothers. You all are situating wrongdoing. Well. Quick quack. Idikwi, idikwa. Oh my God. I have been advocating for the poor for years. And to my dismay, what was revealed and what I saw on social media this week broke my heart. So many poor people are in need of stipends, of help, to help them with their homes, with groceries, with medical care, just to help them. And on a post on Facebook, I saw where tens of thousands of dollars were being written, in total, were being written to one person from St. Lucia Social Security Development Fund. That cannot be right. That cannot be right. That cannot be right. There is something fundamentally wrong about this. The St. Lucia Social Development Fund is funded primarily by the government of St. Lucia, the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, through the Basic Needs Trust Fund program and the European Union. Help me understand the processes employed by SSDF when it comes to catering to the needs of our vulnerable, our poor people, although I really don't like to call people poor, but people who are in need. When I am seeing someone is saying that a minister of government, Richard Frederick, was writing them checks. Now, maybe SSDF has the supporting documents. But what I'm saying, so many people are complaining they are not getting help from SSDF. How can one person get all that money? What is the backstory behind this? We want to know. What is the backstory behind this? Because something is amiss with all those checks being written to one person. I'm seeing checks written to Bernadette Robinson and to another person named Rochella, or whatever the name is. What is the meaning of this? Now we can find ourselves, and I know the government of St. Lucia will have to do an audit with SSDF because you are being funded by the European Union, the EU, and they provide funding for specialized community-based poverty reduction projects. So I want to know, what was the poverty-based reduction project that this one person got tens of thousands of dollars? Something smells. Something smells, because we can find ourselves in trouble with our foreign donors. Meaning, how come this is happening? There is something that needs to be investigated. Now, permit me. Let me speak to the hypocrites, the hypocrites, the hypocrites. Let me speak to the hypocrites. This country will go nowhere. And it's not because of the government of St. Lucia or politicians. It will go nowhere because of you, the people of St. Lucia. You like to encourage slackness, nastiness, dirtiness, filth. And sadly, the sad part is you do not care about the future of this country. And the future of this country is our children. You men and you women. Let me leave the men for a while, because, we'll deal with them later. Let me deal with the women, the mothers, the sisters, the godmothers, the aunts, the grandmothers. You all are situating wrongdoing. You all are encouraging wrongdoing. You cannot tell me that there was an allegation made against Richard Frederick. We know for a fact that he's home. The police went there and conducted their search. He was detained, later released, phone withheld, travel documents withheld. We know all that. And then the police commissioner, Verngard, said he cannot say much on the case. The case is an ongoing investigation going on the case. And he specifically said when it involves an index crime, he will not say much. And I agree with him. The man has to do his job. But y'all situés, y'all prefer to come and vilify a minor. It doesn't matter if the minor is now an adult. It doesn't matter. As long as a minor has been violated, you have to step back as women and allow the law to do their work. But instead, y'all are on Facebook vilifying the victim, and you wonder why government, nothing is working in St. Lucia, because you are killing the future, which is our children. You are the ones responsible for many of the young people, the minors, the children, not coming forward to report the abuse, the violation, the sexual violation done to them. They are afraid to come because mothers will say, oh no, shut up. What you're saying is wrong. You never do that. Aunties, shut up. All of y'all on social media everywhere will vilify them and try to beat them up for coming forward. And you wonder why our country is sick. Our country is sick because of the people. You all need to raise the standard. I don't give a shit who you are. When you are a public official, when you are entrusted in public office, there's supposed to be a standard. I remember the scandal with Dr. Ubaldus Raymond. And his was that pictures were being circulated, recordings were being circulated, and the St. Lucia Labour Party supporters were like vultures. He needs to resign, he needs to go, he needs to go. They were like vultures, he needs to go. He was never arrested or detained. He was never, his house was never searched. His travel documents were never taken. The police never investigated him. Fast forward 2026. We know for a fact that Richard Frederick's house was searched. He was detained. He was then released. His phone was withheld and also his travel documents. And we know there is an ongoing investigation. But you wanted and you asked for Baldus Raymond to resign. Alan Chasney placed him on leave. Then he resigned. Y'all were happy, right? But today, the evidence is before you. The paper trail is before you as to what transpired with Richard Frederick, but you want to vilify someone who has made an allegation or report to the police. You St. Lucians are wicked. You are wicked because irrespective of which political party, irrespective if it's a government minister or a normal, ordinary St. Lucian, you do that, let the law deal with you. But many of you want to vilify the victim. The victim blaming has started. The victim blaming has started. Y'all are hypocrites. Hypocrites. Bunch of hypocrites. And y'all want to come with all kind of psychology, quoting this and that. Let me tell you something about myself. I'm a very consistent person. And y'all could see it through my bread challenge. I am a very consistent individual. Hence, I am looking at this from what has happened before. And the Prime Minister doesn't need any cut to say to him, ask Richard Frederick to resign, or the Prime Minister has all the liberty to fire him. And Philip J. Pierre, you better do what is right, because we are watching your political career rest upon this. You do not want your legacy going down with this burden, with this dark cloud over your illustrious political career. Do you want that, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Prime Minister of St. Lucia? I doubt you want that. And I will be closely monitoring everything that is happening. But from how I heard, the police commissioner spoke. I'm going to leave it in his hands. But I will keep the fire alive, because all those who are doing wrong to minors, whether you're in high office or not, you need to be held accountable for your actions. So our young people's future, our children's future is in jeopardy, because you St. Lucians are ridiculous. You support wrongdoing, filth, nastiness, salopte. You love those things. My first inclination as a mother was to protect the one who brought the report, the victim. We have to protect our children. And when you look at the countries, the more developed countries, men have stepped down for allegations which were not even as grave as this one. And y'all sit your asses on Facebook writing bullshit. My job is to protect our youth, the young people, that they have a free environment to grow and develop themselves.